Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast. This episode brought to you by Scandals,
Oh,
Oh,
not the TV
really?
I mean,
show.
Oh,
there's a
Have you-
TV show called
great
Scandals?
TV. It's
yeah,
a it's a classic normie TV show. You know, ABC.
I don't think it's
Ooh.
plural. I think it's singular, scandal. But point still stands. Have you boys been keeping up with the Winter Olympics?
Yes. Oh, I know where you're getting at. Yeah, dude. Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Canada.
I
Not
know USA and Canada are literally playing right now for the gold in hockey.
Canada. Canada, known for maple syrup,
and lies and
politeness, a housing crisis, and being cheating fucking bitches. But
Wait, what? Canada cheated?
yep.
What? Where have you been? This has been
Yeah,
huge news.
this has been everywhere.
I'll be so real with you guys. Like, I think the Winter Olympics is kind of boring. Like,
Yeah, here's the thing. I haven't
I'm
watched any, but I know all about. Like, have you missed the news?
the
Also,
only
like,
thing I've
Dude.
seen is like this girl who won
oh my god, yes, Alyssa
the
Liu.
yeah, I think she has like the hair
So
She's
true.
she's so free.
and like I can't tell, are they like diamonds in her teeth or like are they piercings?
It was
in her
like a
teeth?
little. It was like I don't think it was piercings. I think it was like little.
That's like all I've seen in that like the right wing media is trying to take like
Oh
claim of her or something, but like she hates. I don't know. That's the only thing I've seen really.
yeah, she's. Before we get to the curling, yeah, Alyssa Liu, woke as hell, queer, skater, immigrant family. Pretty much everything the right is against, and she ate the Olympics up, got a gold medal. She set a really unique standard by talking about how she was like, yeah, I just came here to have fun. Like I'm not. I took she actually ended up quitting at 16 and then coming back by when she changed her mindset and decided I'm just gonna compete to have fun because the way that she was competing before with all the pressure of being an athlete and like, oh, I have to, if I don't do good, I'm worthless. And she turned it into, you know what? To be cringe is to be free. And I am free.
Okay.
And it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing to see someone with a level of self-actualization that is just, this is just a way to express my art form, and whatever happens happens, and it pays off by one, her literally getting the gold medal and then being like, yeah, I mean, this is cool, but I didn't need this. I just wanted to come here and show off who I was, and I got to do that, so that's pretty amazing. Also so adorable because I think it was the two Japanese skaters who podium finished with her. She just fangirled out. She was like taking selfies with them. It's like she's the gold medalist and she's just over here fangirling over the two people she technically beat. But it's like, yeah, because she's a fan of them. Even if you beat them, you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, these people are so fucking cool. Holy shit, oh my god, these people are amazing. Like, yeah, it's just so adorable, and it's like, I think it's just an amazing way to show off how much joy and whimsy deserve to be in life, even in competition. And I think that's amazing.
Okay, so that's all I knew. What happened with Canada?
Mr.
I don't
Frank.
know. I'll be honest. I hadn't heard much about that. It's really wholesome and stuff.
Oh.
But what's more interesting, okay,
Yes.
is the dirty scumbag Canadians. Imtash, watch out, man. Okay, suddenly lost all respect for him.
Is it his
Freaking
lash?
curling, man. Well, whoa. Curling. Who knew it could be so interesting? Although, admittedly, it was one of the Winter Olympic sports that I always found the most interesting because it's just so odd. It's like, let's play shuffleboard on ice. And the Canadians got caught red-handed cheating. They were playing against the Swedes. And I guess the Swedes either knew or like kind of low-key were like, we kind of hear about these Canadians that they like to pull some shenaniganery.
How do
And
you
so
cheat
I
in
don't know.
curling?
well, this is it. I don't know if I forget if the Swedes put the camera there or something, but for some reason, someone put an additional camera that was right down the line of the release line. I don't know what you would call it, but like they go and then
Yeah,
they're
like where
like
you let
sliding
go.
and then they let go.
They're
So
basically
like
like a profile view of them. Yeah.
yeah, so it's right down as if it's like a photo finishing like a sprint, right? So it's right down that line. So in curling, I guess like once the stone reaches that point, you can no longer touch it.
Yep.
Like hands off. Okay, I'm done. Then you let it go, and then the people do their little squeegee, "Weep, weep, 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 weep," without touching the stone. And so there's now just a classic picture. The Canadian, he goes, releases it, and then it's the boop heard around the world. A
Yeah.
little, boop. He did one of these little, boop, little boop, little
Just,
nudge right after he released it on the line.
just a little.
Cheater! Oh, and turns out this is like cereal for them. Apparently, they've been sort of caught doing this before, which is why the Swedes were like, "Hold up, we got to check this out." And so I think one of the initial responses for the Canadians was like, "That's why would you have a camera there? That's so weird. Like that's not even fair. Like that doesn't count." And then they just went to try to deflect this as much as possible. And then the Canadian on the ice is like cussing out the Swedes, just like a blow up of like, we're not cheaters, blah, blah, blah. And then, because I think also when that was happening, they didn't realize they set that camera up. So they
Yep.
also didn't realize that
Yeah.
the boop heard around the world was literally, they caught you in 4K, bruh. And so, yeah, apparently kind of low key known for this. I think even the women's Canadian team or something kind of got in trouble.
Yep.
So it's
Can
just these
I play
Canadian
devil's
curlers,
advocate
man.
here?
There is no devil's advocate. It's cheating.
Is that like
It's cheating.
finger really
It's
making a
cheating.
difference?
There's no devil advocate. Cheating.
There's no devil
It's cheating.
advocate. The rule is that once you release it, that's it. You
Yep.
release it, it's done. And there is no, use the
Because-
finger technique. That's
yeah,
not
because-
that's not a thing.
For your advocacy, if that is true, then why even do it? Why risk it if it's not even that big of a deal? But it gives them just that
I mean, it
enough
looks
of
like he's doing
advantage.
it before the green line. Is it like he let go, like as you let go of the stone, you can't touch it from the handle? Because it looks like he's doing it before the green line, from what I see.
He does
Once
that
you
let's
do the
go,
rel-
and then he does a little.
Once you
Yeah,
do
I
the
see him like
release,
touching it, but it's like before the green
It's like
line.
that. Like that Greek picture, where they're almost touching each other.
So this
The
is
memes
like
have
a
been great.
super big deal. Like,
Oh yeah, the most interesting thing to come out of this Olympics.
yep. Yeah.
Because I'm
Once
with
you
you.
release,
I don't really watch the Winter Olympic. Come on, man.
once you release, that's it. No
I did
touching.
see like an interview of a guy who like cheated on his girlfriend or something, and like was talking in an interview and was like, I love this medal and everything, but like I cheated on my girlfriend and I hate my life. And yeah, that was like real. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that. That was something I saw.
The Winter
Some
Olympics
guy
are
from
crazy,
like
I guess, bro.
Norway or something. He like won an event or something, and they were like asking him a question.
You trying to
about it,
get
and
her
he was
back? Like,
I think so. I think that was kind of like the
Robin Thicke style.
yeah. Yeah, but like the Winter Olympics is just like cool, I guess.
think-
like
Which is
for
so
me,
crazy
I think
because
part of it is. Go ahead.
I was just gonna roast her. It's so crazy because like you seem like the normie that would really fuck with the Winter Olympics. Colorado snowboard.
I hate snow. I hate the cold. Like I just
Amen.
not for
Well, the
me.
thing I think for Winter Olympics is almost none of it's relatable. Like, no one has done 99% of those things. It's all, for the most part, it's like the Summer Olympics are all relatable things you could go out and do right now. Everybody knows them. Everybody's out there just trying really hard to get first place. Winter Olympics feels like everyone competing is just trying not to die. Everything seems so much more perilous, and also 99% of the sports just feel like it's the rich person Olympics, because who has access to the luge or whatever, or like curling. I'm not like, hey Rob, you want to go hit the curls, the curling bar or something? Like, where do you even curl? That's why half of the stuff I'm watching, I'm like, how do you even get into this? What even? Where? How? and that feels like majority of them. Because then even the skiing stuff, I mean, that's also known to be a pretty tough sport to get into because it's expensive and also um, locally dependent. Because like Summer Olympics, even if you live in a cold place, odds are you can do most of the stuff in Summer Olympics. So it just feels like the Winter Olympics are just like this mystical thing. And just like that with curling, Rob's like, "Is that a thing? I don't know, man, but someone said it is. So sure, I don't know." Like, apparently that boop is a big deal. I'm with you. I don't
Yeah.
really get it, but like, it's making for some great content. So
Yeah,
sure,
I
yeah,
guess
we
so.
hate the boop. Screw the boop, man. Um, and also for me, it was more so just the cheaters getting comeuppance, like him being so adamant, "We're not cheating, you guys. Like, how could you do it?" Like he blows up on the
So,
ice, and
like,
then
did they
it's
get
like,
kicked out or like what?
I forget. I don't know. It was like a slap on the wrist. It's
Did they
Winter Olympics,
lose?
man. I don't know. If
Because
they
I'm looking here, it said Canada won gold in curling.
exactly, does
So
it make sense? No, I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense.
okay.
Um, so the Winter Olympics love cheaters, I guess is the moral of this. But in the public eye, everyone hates the Canadian curlers. Never gonna live that
Okay.
down. And that's
Uh,
the court of public opinion is what matters.
okay, well, this is a good transition. Speaking of the court of public opinion, something that came out recently, and did not pass the court of opinion, Highguard, and is quite possibly
Ooh.
Dead guard.
in deeper waters than like I first thought. Now people were wondering, how could Highguard possibly be the last game announced? How could it have possibly been the most hyped game for the thing? Well, it
Bravo.
turns out that Highguard's secret backer apparently was a little indie company named Tencent.
Who's that? Never heard of them. They must be a small
I think it's
little
like a
Who's
small
nobody.
that?
conglomerate out of China or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, nobody, right? They don't own like
And
half the world.
I forget what it is. And I think like Jeff Keighley and Tencent have some sort of like friendship or something. And they're basically thinking that's how basically Tencent was like, put Highguard at the end. And Jeff Keighley was like, all right, word. So and now I think a couple days ago, you can't even visit Highguard's website anymore. I don't know if you guys saw that.
It might have
Um,
been fixed by now. There was some issue, but they literally came out and said, "Yeah, we see the website's not working, but it's not a priority. We'll get to it when we can." Because like,
really, they said that?
yeah, because their game's on fire anyway. So like, and they just fired like 3/4 staff or whatever. So it's not like they're just literally like, it's just not the top of our priority list right now. So
Did you guys
when we get to
read
it, we'll
what
get to
like
it.
one of the head devs wrote? Like that big long tweet he had?
I'm gonna stop you right there. When you said, "Did I read?" You lost me. I'm just kidding. But no, actually, funnily enough, no, I
It
didn't.
was actually like one of the most like it was like kind of blaming gamers or something. It was like a really interesting kind of
Oh, is it
um
where he's kinda talking about how, like, throughout development and
like
tests and
everybody
everything, like
loved it and
yeah,
like yeah, and he was basically like everybody loved it and then we showed it off and he's like and then I got death threats and then everybody like said the game was going to be bad. So like he's like gamers have this mentality and almost kind of like seemed to kind of blame the gaming community on it, which I think he has some sorts of points to it.
he does.
Like there are some sort of points, but
Like,
also
there's
like
no reason you should you say, like, "Hey, look at my game," and someone's like, "Literally kill yourself.
yeah,
What are we doing?"
exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But public opinion does matter. If someone looks and goes, "That doesn't look good." Okay, well, that's an important that is your audience, that is your consumer. But yeah, they shouldn't just be in like, I literally hope everything you love burns and you should be ashamed. And I hope like, yeah, that's a little ridiculous. But I'm with you. It seemed like it was a little tone deaf. He had some points, but then also broadly swept it to try and like diminish or deflect all the valid criticism for the people who are just like, you're chasing a trend that's gone or whatever. Or like, hey, I'm one of the people that didn't like it. I didn't tell you to KYS. But for me, like, it just looked really generic or something. And it seems like people are, you know, guessing that, like, did they suffer from the toxic positivity during development where everyone, like, no one was willing to go, like,
What are we doing here?
maybe. Yeah. Instead, it was just because
This is
here's
the
the thing, too,
race.
is maybe everyone they did test did really like it. But maybe they only tested like 10 people. Maybe they didn't have a big enough. Like, who knows? But I find it hard. I'm hard pressed to believe that all the testing, there wasn't something brought up because either they
So
ignored it or something.
one of the quotes here is, if this pattern continues, all that will be left are corporations and at least the multiplayer space. Innovation is the life support, he added. Even if Highguard had a rocky launch, our independent, self-published, dev-led studio full of passionate people just trying to make a fun game with zero AI and zero corporate oversight deserved better than this. We deserved the bare minimum of not having our downfall be gleefully manifested. So, like, I think he does have a point in the sense that I think the gaming community, I'll say like a vocal minority of the gaming community immediately wants games to fail. Like they immediately want games to be bad for whatever reason, which is like so weird to me. Like nobody would have been more excited like for Highguard to be actually really fun and really sick and everybody loves Highguard. Like that would have been cool. But I think he does have some sort of point of like saying that like gamers have this weird sort of, and like again, I say a vocal minority because I don't think it's the majority.
No,
Um, but yeah, and I guess the tweet has been since deleted. So
another PR masterclass. Um, but yeah, I think it's just he's right in that. Yeah, that vocal minority is just bizarre. But also like him saying ingenuity is on life support, where it's like,
Mm,
what did
we
your
see something like
game?
Deadlock that has taken the MOBA
Yeah.
genre and like kind of made it a lot more fun and
Wh-
like
Whereas apparently I think my tinfoil theory is kind of right. Um, when we were playing, I think I literally said this. I was like, this feels like a game that mid development they realized whatever they were doing wasn't working, so they threw a bunch of the stuff together to make Highguard. And apparently, it's kind of what happened. They had all these different things. It wasn't the original vision. They're like, well, we need something. We have these things. Put them together. Um, and so yeah, like the ingenuity of Highguard. You know, I wouldn't really say it was
no,
really pushing the barrier. Um,
no.
or the problems I had with it is they were trying something, but it was just not good. Like the 3 minutes of downtime to play a weird crystal slashing mini game to then get to PvP and the raids, but oh, the raids were fun. Yeah, but it's really just like a PvP match
Yeah.
with just like a bomb planted kind of game mode. So
And
it's not
like the
like it
maps were
was
just like bases, if you will. Like every map was just like a base.
yeah.
And like you would put those like reinforced walls that really didn't even do anything. Like they tried to I get like they tried to make it look like there was something going, but
I
yeah,
mean, it was fantasy guns on horses and bears. That was cool.
yeah.
But like,
That
yeah, I mean, it wasn't crazy. And also it seems a little disingenuous to explain the way that they're self-published and independent and doing this when apparently they're backed by Tencent.
yeah.
Kind of like a small loan of $1 million vibe.
100%.
Would you
Where like who
guys
knows how much, but still like that's
now I'm not gonna, beat a dead horse, but would you guys like to guess the current active players 24-hour peak in Highguard?
Maybe like 1,000.
I'm gonna say 250.
1,200.
Eh,
Well, that's more than I thought.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah, no,
are
it's
pretty close. But yeah,
well, and
thought
then
I would go ahead.
it's well, how is the game gonna survive too when it's like it's been a week and then they go, hey, we fired like 3/4 of our staff. We're not sure we're gonna keep going. Trust us though, like we've got big plans. And so then it's
mm,
like as a person looking into the game or maybe just playing it, being like, well, if this is like you could just shut this down any day, why bother? So then it just makes it even worse because then the people who might have been checking it out or were like, you know what, this isn't bad, suddenly are like, well, it's over now, so like we're just a mass exodus anyway. So it's just
yeah.
set up
And
for
it's
failure after that.
and it's also not for a lack of interest because they did hit almost 100,000 concurrent players at one point.
Right when it came out, it says 99, like 99,000
And
was its peak.
and so to lose so much of your audience, even if a lot of people were just trying it out, to like not even be able to like grab people for more than a couple days, it's definitely a little worrying. Obviously, not everyone is going to be enthralled by it, right? Like, not everyone is going to be like, oh, I gotta play some motherfucking Highguard. There's gonna be people who play and they're like, just not for me. But like for the core people that you marketed it to, that you thought you would get it, it's to have such a low retention rate is definitely worrying, and it also shows that just a lot of people didn't attach to it. And there's also like such like a weird slight sense of entitlement lately from like managerial games perspective, and CEOs who are like, hey man, like, it really just deserved a lot better than this, and like, it's just really disappointing that people didn't show up for it. And it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, you're working for a consumer market, and if your product wasn't good enough to grab people, that's not on the consumer. That's on the product that people didn't attach to, right? Because you have like a game like Arc Raiders that just explodes massively and has like a ridiculous retention rate because people attach to it, people love playing it, people stick around because it keeps their interest. And it's like, okay, well, these guys clearly did something right, and like them having the success is not like right or wrong. It's just they made a game that people really enjoy and continue to enjoy, and there's really nothing else to it. Like a lot of the upper management in games is like, oh well, we're making a game and people are gonna love it because it's a video game, and it's gonna be great, and if it fails, it's not our fault. We did everything perfect. It's like, well, your game died, so you didn't do everything perfect, big guy. You didn't do everything
dead
perfect.
Corpse here.
It's the rotting body.
It's unfortunate, just for the developers and stuff. But yeah, I mean, what you said, it's if you made it and gamers, like, you could pour your heart into it and you could love it. But at the end of the day, you're making a product for a consumer, and if the consumers decide that it's not really for them, like I think of Concord. I think honestly, had they gone about Concord differently, didn't hype it up the way they did, didn't talk about how they wanted to be a 10-year blah blah, like all this hype, and instead just like reveal it and then said like, hey, you can play right now. Shadow dropped it like free to play. I think Concord's still alive. So there's not all this other stuff, and people are like, oh, this is a polished PvP arena game. Now, maybe some people, that exact game, like, I really enjoyed it, but that's because it was more indicative of like the older arcade lobby games like Halo or Call of Duty or whatever, which aren't as big now. But it wouldn't have come with all the baggage and given people all the time to Doom or hype this or that, and instead just let the game kind of speak for itself and see. Because like, in terms of like, everyone who talks about Concord, by the way, 99% of them never played it. Anyway,
I agree.
Yeah,
like, it wasn't that
it
bad.
was garbage.
Like,
no, like, I'll say, like, it played well. It was polished. It was. But
I enjoyed it more than Highguard by a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
by a mile. But the character designs, like, just didn't resonate with people. Then you had the commentary baggage forever. People just hoping to die because it's the woke whatever, blah blah blah.
The woke.
And so people don't actually realize, like, no, it actually played, like, it handled well. Like, from a gameplay like, I didn't feel like, oh, this feels weird, or like, oh, I have a problem with this or that. It was just maybe like, how do they see people playing this for 10 years? But Highguard was a little different of a situation where, I mean, like, I didn't want the game to fail. I made the video and I was just like, straight up, I don't know, it's not really fun for me to play. I can't tell you exactly, but like, shooting feels weird and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah, in a case of, I know, and people were gaslighting me all day. But I think too, yeah, like Concord, for instance, it should have just been free to play. That also would have been, because then all the people who were like, it's the worst, some of them still, even if it was the greatest game they've ever played, would still say like, "This sucks. I hope it gets ruined." But then other people could have actually played it for themselves and realized like, "Oh, still don't know who greenlit the $40." But
Who the hell did this? What the hell?
yeah, it is. We
Um,
are in a much more interesting space where making a good game, even if it is a good game, for instance, doesn't necessarily mean uh things are going to go well, because there
Success.
is this weird commentary surrounding it nowadays before release where like a public opinion can um alter it to some degree. Now, however, if you can get a more normie audience, then I don't think it'll really matter, because like Rob's saying, I do think it's a vocal minority, but it's enough that like the terminally online people or the more hardcore fan base who would only know about it through certain things have probably heard about it in a negative light.
Yeah.
But like if the next FIFA, I don't know, went woke or something and they found some way to try and cancel it, and they're like, "Oh, this is blah blah blah." Guess what? That game would come out and still sell boo koodles, because the normies would be like, "What? I don't care. I'm just gonna play it." Kind of like Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's not necessarily that like popularity equals, quality, right? Because like I was talking about earlier, it's like, well, your game doesn't resonate with people, and that's not really the consumer's fault. But that's also not necessarily the consumer. Yes, consumers. A lot of consumers do have pretty dog ass taste, and but that is also just the name of the game, right? Like when people make these games, I mean, if you want to succeed, you got to know what the market looks like, or maybe you make a game that takes a risk, like a game like Arc Raiders, which I'm going to keep going back to Arc Raiders because, and when it comes to live service games, you look at games like Helldivers. People want PvE 4-player co-op shooters. People want just chill, goofy things. And for a lot of people, the market is like keeps chasing like the highest dog, like the heights of like a game like Overwatch. And it's like, well, chances are, unless the stars align and you guys are actually locked in, you're probably not going to catch that lightning in a bottle again because of COVID. And then you look at other games that are like, okay, we're not going to reach that. Let's just make something fun and goofy. You have Helldivers, you like all the friend slop games. Yeah, they're friend slop, but they keep doing really well because what do people want? To play silly games with their friends that aren't necessarily PvP. And then obviously Arc Raiders, right, has really in a way democratized access to extraction shooters that for so many people thought was like completely inaccessible. And just finding like new ways to like give people access to things is a cool way of making your game fun for people. What is not the most interesting is Hero Shooter 8464 and saying, yeah, we're going to do so good, guys. We are going to reach those Overwatch heights. We're going to change the game by. And to be fair, they did take a cool risk. I thought the ideas were cool of like just throwing everything in a fucking blender, right? Like, let's make Rainbow Six Siege, but also if there was the BR looting, and also if you have to siege the other player's base, and also maybe maybe a little editing was worth it. Maybe someone should have probably said no. Maybe someone should have probably said no during the development phase. But obviously, it just didn't resonate. And yes, the consumer is going to eat up FIFA slop, but that's not necessarily because the video game is like good or bad. It's because the raw interest for footy is just on a different fucking level. That's a worldwide sport, the biggest sport on the planet. And people are going to ravenously seek out footy games. And it's just a little different. So I don't know, man. I don't know what it takes to like. Obviously, not every game has the capability of being perfect and flawless and successful. But why do we keep thinking that like 4v4 or 5v5 PvP shooters are gonna like this game's gonna like
Bring it back.
change the way that we like see 5v5, 4v4, little competitive shooters when God, there's so many. And the only way you succeed is if you have a game like what was the last like ultra crazy successful just like small team based PvP shooter?
Lawbreakers.
Like Valorant, right? Like what, Valorant? And that's because it was just such a, and I mean, yeah, we had Marvel Rivals too. But like it's, they're so few and far between because
Well, and also
you
they
have
weren't
to-
like small companies.
100%.
Like
You
small
have
teams.
Yeah, you had massive marketing behind them. Huge rights to obviously a massive IP. And then obviously the biggest thing is, does your game have characters that grab people and make them want to draw them really cool and or draw them as porn? I know that people are going to be like, what the fuck, Blue? You can't just... If
True.
your characters are fuckable or cool, you probably have a game that is going to resonate with artists. The artists are going to draw cool shit and they're going to draw some crazy porn, and people are going to be like, I fucking love that character. I need a plushie of that character. It's just crazy to me in 2026. People are not like, we have to make our characters look cool and or fuckable and or cute and or adorable. We need to make memorable characters. That's all people care about, because what sells? Merchandise. And what's bigger than video games? Merchandise. Source: Pokemon, the biggest entertainment franchise in the world.
Well, it's just at this point, if you're a new team trying to make like, if you're trying to make a live service, you should just be under the assumption it's gonna fail. Like you're going into, it's like after WoW came out and everyone thought they could make an MMO, and then you realize, wait, it's not gonna work. And also, there's only so much room in the market for stuff
Yeah.
like this. Like at this point, live service. It was after like Helldivers, where Sony was just like, oh, freaking look at this. Literally just make a live service game and it prints money. Or like Apex Legends, and they look at all that. In reality, that's not the case. And again, there's only so few at the top, because there's also only so many people to go around and play these games.
Yep.
So yeah,
And it's not just the game. It's not just the game. It's not just, oh, put out a live service game that plays well and people will love it. It's like, no, you have to capture the zeitgeist, and you have to capture people's mental, not just game wise, but like Helldivers. It's like, yeah, democracy, the whole narrative, the whole fuck yeah, baby.
Memes.
Yeah, fuck socialism. We have to defeat the communist scum. It's just a funny. It's just the role play, the cultural impact it had on people's vernacular, right? It's not just about, you have to capture people's hearts and minds, and not just in the gameplay. Because if your gameplay is great and fun and cool, what's gonna happen is 5 years down the road, they're gonna be like, man, I did like that game. It did play really well. Too bad it died in like 2 weeks. That's just how it is. You got to capture the interest of people when they're not playing the game, because that's how any successful live service works. And it's just not, I don't know, Sony especially, like you said, it's like they just think it's like, oh, well, if we make it, it's gonna be fine. There's only so much room for one game being like, that's the game for people. And yes, there's a lot of Destiny refugees, so like, not exactly the worst time to strike. Not the worst time to strike when everyone and their mom's leaving Destiny. Warframe eating good right now. But even Destiny is like, how many people wanted to fuck Zavala? Not that many. But how many people could not stop? Indeed. It stays in your head. It matters to people. Rip Lance, that guy was the GOAT.
I wish when I turned 30, I knew that everything was going to get way harder. Like working out, all those sort of things, eating correctly, just getting out of bed. By the time 2 o'clock rolls around, I'm dead tired. Like many of my fellows out there, I thought it was maybe my testosterone. Could do something like TRT, but that is a lot of money and a lot of time. Thankfully, I got Marsman in my corner now.
Mars Men is a potent and natural testosterone stack that optimizes your body's ability to forge and usable testosterone. I've actually been using it for about a week now, and it's actually helped me a lot with my Peloton workouts. I don't sluggishly walk under the Peloton anymore. I feel ready and I feel active and I feel excited to actually like work out, which I haven't felt in years. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life plus free shipping and 3 gifts at Men. Go to Mars.com. It's a perfect way to kick off the new year strong. That's Men. Go to Mars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please tell them the GG Over Easy podcast sent you. Support our show and tell them that we sent you. Let's talk about something that's been on a lot of people's minds lately. Health and wellness. Whether you're looking to manage weight to improve your overall health, it's never been more important to have the right tools. That's where Ro comes in. They offer a range of services, but today we're highlighting their GLP-1 medication, an FDA-approved treatment that can help you with weight management, especially when it's paired with a healthy diet and exercise. I know what you're thinking. A self-administered shot can be intimidating. That was for me like the biggest thing. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. Ro offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The Ro Body membership includes 2 FDA-approved GLP-1s, unlimited provider messaging, side effect management, and more, all for just $45 for your first month and $145 a month thereafter. Go to ro.co/GG to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/GG to get started on Ro. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications.
Speaking of Destiny, I guess we can just go right into it. The newest Destiny expansion, that was coming out pretty recently.
Well, it wasn't not like a full DLC. It was like the next season or whatever they call
update
it.
or something,
Episode or something like that.
which makes it
Yeah,
even
whatever.
kind of worse that they have to. I'm getting ahead of myself. Bungie tweeted out, our next major update, Destiny 2 Shadow and Order, is undergoing a large revision and will be delayed. The update is being changed and expanded to include sizable quality of life updates as a result and will also be renamed. This update will launch June 9th, 2026. So if
Okay.
it wasn't hard enough, you 3 Destiny players that are still playing, you got another, 5 months-ish to wait for the, not even the next expansion.
3 months.
The next update.
Yeah. I think this is like a 2-pronged problem, right? The first problem, this was 2 weeks away from their first estimated release date, and just radio silence, and to drop it so short notice that it's being delayed for so long instills zero confidence in people that there's not a skeleton crew on the game. Like just having the puppeteering the body that's just full of embalming fluid, trying to keep it alive for like the few people that still play it because they still have a little bit of enjoyment out of it. And it also doesn't feel good because that alone further enforces the idea of point 2 that it's all hands on deck for Marathon, and has been for who knows how long. So Destiny 2 fans, I feel for you. It's what's crazy to me though is because this is Bungie's flagship game that has been their identity for the past 12 years. And I still see so many people who are Bungie stans who are talking about how it's like, guys, what's happening with Destiny? Like, guys, what's any a crumb for Destiny, please, a bit of slop. But then you have like Bungie heads being like, actually Destiny 2, Destiny had the past 12 years of attention on it, and it's okay that it maybe dies so that they can work on a new game with Marathon. And it's like, well, that's not what we were told. We were told Bungie's going to be a multi-game studio, and yes, things change, but to have a game that has really been a part of people's lives for so long, just like go out and such, not even like they didn't even go out back and take the gun to Old Yeller's head. They just said, We'll let it starve. They'll be fine.
Yeah, game's dead. I'll just play it whenever it comes out again. We'll see. Whenever Destiny, the newest game, comes out, and it's just called Destiny, and Mr. Fruit's theory is proven correct, I will be there.
Well, that'll after the news. What do you want? Like, well, it's delayed 2.5 months. We're full set or full thrust deadlock. Let's go, baby. So,
Which is tight. Deadlock is sick. We all like Deadlock. But there's a game that came out this week that's even more popular than Deadlock and previously beat out the most popular game in its genre.
oh, eugenics.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Fruit. Your game, Eugenics.
What do I get? What do I get for a correct answer?
You get to tell us how you like Eugenics and if you think it's worth and better than Hades 2.
fudge.
I don't have any other prizes. You just
I
get to
got
tell
to. That's not a good reward.
That's it's a great reward.
Eugenics, for those curious, is the next game from the creator of Binding of Isaac, Edward Mullen or something like that. Who has described the game as his magnus opus. He's worked on it for 13 years, alongside, I believe, like one other person. But it is a new roguelike, turn-based roguelike, where everything's kind of centered around cats. It has, if you've played Binding of Isaac, you're familiar with the tone and humor, and very similar vibes in Eugenics. The soundtrack is a banger. That's the songs are so weird, but then they're stuck in your head forever. Um, uh, but as a whole, it came out. I think it sold day one. I think it was like 500,000. I think it sold over 1 million since, and yeah, it hit a concurrent player base of a couple thousand more. I don't remember exactly, 100,000 something.
115,000, about 3,000 more than Hades was able to peak out.
Yeah, Hades was it Hades 2, right? Hades 2 was the so it's technically the highest peak roguelike game. I played some on and off, and people for the most part pretty much unanimously really like it. And I enjoy it, but I think it's a bit like I'm kind of surprised you call it his magnum opus and stuff because there's just so many things that I feel like it's just missing. Like really basic quality of life stuff you'd expect in something like a turn based or something. Where every time it's not there, I'm like, this is so frustrating. What like basic stuff of like it's hard like in a battle, I can't see what my other members can do if it's not their turn. I can't there's no button to see their whole inventory or what items I have equipped to them.
That's weird. You can't even just
during a
click on a
battle.
cat and like know like, oh, this is the one that has like the shields or something.
No. There's no button to like show on the map all the enemies' intentions at once because most turn-based you can click a button and it'll highlight where like all the enemies, this is possibly the furthest they could attack or move, blah blah blah. Like there's nothing for that. You have to right click individually, which it also doesn't tell you that. You have to figure that out. And then like outside of it, even when going through the roguelike node, like you get like an event node, and then you're sitting there and you're trying to make a decision, but you can't remember, wait, this cat, what are its stats, or what are my other cats? What are their health currently? Like you can't see any of that. And also, I'll just say it, I think the events are kind of terrible. Just bad design, pretty much as a whole. And everyone talks about it. Like people just try to avoid them as much as possible because every like in any roguelike you'd expect, you hit like the mystery icon in like the node or like Slay the Spire, and then it's like a random text event. And it's like, oh, you stumbled into this room and blah blah blah. Well, in the case of eugenics, you click the event button, it just randomly chooses one of your cats, and then it's like, here's a pile of poop. Do you want to eat it or do you want to loot it? To eat it, you have to use your vitality stat. To loot it, you got to use like your archer stat. And it pulls from some random person who might have both terrible stats in that. So you're like, okay, well, and then it literally just boils down to click whichever one is my highest.
Yeah,
and
like
hope
your
it doesn't
highest
go wrong.
percentage.
Yeah, there's no like, ooh, what should I do here? You just click that, pray to God. Oh, nope, my cat got syphilis. There goes the whole run. Sick.
Goes the whole run on.
Pretty much like I've had one where I got to like the last biome, random event. Bro got I can't even remember what it was. But it was like some disease that literally destroyed like the entire build. And that's it. And then
I
I just
had fun.
lost. Yeah, and it was just there's nothing there. There was no because like random events happen, roguelikes, I get it. But there's always a decision to be made, or like risk reward, or like, okay, I need this, I'll choose this person because I think they'll be best for this. Nope, it's random the cat you chooses. The event, that's the thing too, is even if you complete event, 99% of the time, it's not very good. It's literally just like get boned or get really boned in all these random events, which is just not fun when like
Yeah.
so much of the stuff is decided by these random events. Um, so it's just like those two, like the basic quality of life stuff, and then the event system that really just brings it down for me. Where it's just to me just bad game design. Where it's just like this is not fun, and it's weird because like I enjoy it, but also I finish a run, and I'm not immediately like, let's run it back,
Yeah,
let's do
like
another run.
almost kind of like a mega bonk type of thing, like the mega
Yeah,
bonk feeling.
like oh, let's freaking run, and then it's like oh, it's been 8 hours. Whoops. Um, I just don't quite get that same vibe with Mugenics. Um, and a lot of the gameplay just boils down to like you just need a lot of speed. Um, because otherwise there have been battles where like, oh, I wanted to go tank class, but it removes like 2 of my speed. And oh, also I hit an event and it broke my left leg and then tore off my right arm. So I have 1 movement, which puts me into the turn order. Your units are randomly placed at the beginning of a battle, and oh, they went before me and literally killed my cat before he took a turn. Like sick. Um, there's just too much RNG a lot of the times. Um, that yeah, just take away from it. But like when I'm having fun, I'm having fun. Um, but there's just a lot of frustrating things, or like seemingly more quality of life stuff back in like the meta progression that you unlock, but it takes a while. Like I still haven't gotten there. Um, and I don't think it's great to lock quality of life stuff or necessary upgrades behind progression,
Yeah,
because then it feels like you're just it doesn't feel like, ooh,
you're
this
playing
is
to
a perk.
lose.
Yeah, I'm not getting a perk. You're just giving me this thing I should have had. Like you're taking it away from me for no reason and then letting me have it later. Where that's how a lot of the meta progression can feel. Um, and to Claire's point, for her, one of the biggest things she hates is if you're in a battle and you quit. Or for me, I was in a boss battle and the game crashed. But you come back, the game, this guy shows up and he's literally like, "You filthy whore of a cheater. I know what you did. You're trying to like save scum. I'm not
Oh,
having it." And the first time you do it, he'll give you like a warning. But if you do it again at any point during a run, like all your cats get minus 10% stats or something. If you do it
that's
again,
interesting. Like I like the idea, but it seems like
but see,
if the game
I'll
yeah.
explain. So you get like minus 10% or something. You do it again, I think like more stats and like you lose turn order or something like that. And if you do it again, you have all those penalties and then you can't even control it. It's AI controlled. Um, so you can't even decide what your cats are going to do. So for me, I understand that because it's like, oh, you don't want people saves coming. You want people to have to decide, or like, the consequences of their actions or whatever. But my biggest thing is there's no undo button. Not like a one, like for me, most turn based RPGs, I think they should give you at least one undo button, even if it's just for an entire game, like round or whatever, match, whatever. But like one undo button. Because, like, especially in this game, sometimes you think you're clicking a tile, you miss, you shoot an empty tile. Well, that was my turn.
That
Can't
was
do that
fun.
back. Or there's just so many weird things that happen in this game that like you press a button, you're like, oh, I think this will happen, and suddenly like a whole screen explodes, 2 of your cats died. You're like, I what? I didn't know it works like that. because so much of the stuff is a little unclear. Where again, like an undo button, or you can't even you can't carve a path. And what I say is like if you want to move on the tile system, you're like, hey, move to this tile, and it'll do the little path. Okay, cool. But there's like a boss, for instance, who just throws bear traps, hidden bear traps. That's his whole thing. And if you step on the bear trap, you take damage, you're immobilized. And so you have to remember, but like or there's even visible traps. And I want to take my cat and I want to go here. Well, if the autopath system decides, hey, we're going to go through every single trap, you can't manually say, no, I have this much movement. Let me instead go around the traps. That would make sense. Nope. So then you're like, well, I either move and die or I don't move and die. Can't do anything about that. And so it's stuff like that where like an undo button would be nice. But because of that, some catastrophic stuff can happen. And so some people would want to be like, what the fudge? Okay, let me reset. Like I didn't. But now they get Omega punished. But in the case of someone like Claire, and for a while I was always like, yeah, but like that's his vision. But I totally get from her viewpoint. Who cares? It's a single player game. She's like, this is my game. I don't like feeling punished. Not only that, I don't like literally getting like yelled at, essentially, like chastised for being like, hey, what are you doing? Because the first time it happened to me, I'm like, bro, the game crashed. What do you mean? But for her, it's like in the same way with Baldur's Gate 3. You can technically save scum dice rolls as much as you want. Technically, it's not how the game played, but Larian didn't.
It's not affecting
Larian knew
anything,
that.
like-
yeah, Larian knew that. It's like, hey, if you want to, okay, you can do that. It's your journey. They even made a mode, though, however, called Honor Mode, where it does exactly that. You can't ever go back in a save. So, like, every roll is decided. So, for people who are like, do dice rolls, then you just go into Honor Mode. And then if you're like gatekeeping, someone can be like, oh, I did an Honor Mode. Oh, okay. So, like, you just rolled with whatever you got. But in a single player game like this, where it affects no one, and I also get it because I did like a 2.5 hour run. Some dumb mistake happened in this boss fight, took over one of my cats, killed everything. 2.5 hours gone. There's no progression I get back. My cats are just dead. Like I'm back at the home and I'm like,
There's no like satisfying feeling of like, oh, I unlocked or
yeah, it literally just essentially erased 3 hours. Because technically I didn't save scum. I could have quit that battle, I guess, but I didn't. But it's that game design of like, that's how they think you want to play, but in reality, at the end of the day, it's their like the way they play the game. Like for me, I don't want to save scum, but also who cares
if someone is.
if Claire does.
That's their save. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't like affect anything other than their gameplay.
It's the same way with like Elden Ring bosses, where it's like, you use this, how could you? That's cheating. They just wanted to play it differently. And you can't be like, well, you can't do that. That's not like, who cares? It's their game. It's different when it's multiplayer, because then that's the whole point. Okay, everyone's getting affected. Like you doing something affects others. But I also think that's like some people are praising it. And I think it's just gatekeeping the game for like, I think you should just have, if you want that, have like 2 modes, kind of like Baldur's Gate has Honor Mode. So that way, if you win, you can be like, hey, look, I did it in Honor Mode, cool, or whatever, like, cool, man. But then everyone else, who also just wants a more relaxed time or whatever, or like doesn't have all the time in the world, and like to lose a 3-hour run that took them a couple days is like just
Yeah.
rushing. They're like, well, I'm not going to play again.
It's like for this like invisible third person that people are appeasing, right? Like the invisible societal pressure of like, oh, well, like play the game for real, loser. And it's like, for who? For the invisible thing in the back of your head, like, oh, you have to do something the right way. It's like, okay, well, what is the right way? Like it's a goofy little video game about cats eating shit. I think we can
literally,
I think we can relax a little bit on what is or isn't the right way to play a game like this. But I've heard nothing but good things about it. But yeah, That's been a pretty controversial one that I have to say, like, as I get older, I'm like, who cares?
I'm
Like,
with you.
there's not like what, oh, the competitive eugenics leaderboard. It's like, nobody goes on Balatro and it's like, oh, you got to play Balatro the right way. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, relax. It's who are we trying to impress here? Like, no one's going to look at your eugenics run and be like, oh, but did you save scum that or not?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, my cats are eating shit in like in a fucking army formation, bro. Like, just look at my cool cats and say, whoa, that's pretty cool, man. Like, I don't
I mean, it
know.
reminds me of. I mean, Claire has helped me see a lot of this because, like, she didn't play a bunch before we were together. She's not competitive, and in that case, in the games she likes are different. And for me, for instance, like Hades, I think Hades did it really well. For me, I could never imagine doing it, but for her, it's the only way she was actually able to enjoy the game. There's a thing called God mode where you can enable it, and every time you die, you like deal 1% more damage and take 1% less damage, and it can stack up to 80%. So if you die enough times, like you just take 80% less damage and you deal 80% more. Like it's like even double that, which sounds like, well, that just trivializes everything. Well, actually, it makes people like my wife, who otherwise couldn't beat it and would just get frustrated, actually get to play it the way that's enjoyable for them.
Yeah.
And guess what? It doesn't affect me at all because who
In
cares? All it did was let someone else enjoy the game that wouldn't have otherwise.
In the same way, like Final Fantasy 16 had a bunch of accessibility rings, which, like, you turn on the ring, it's like, oh, you get an auto dodge, oh, you get auto combos with this ring. It's like, and people were like, well, that's not cool, it's making the game way too easy. It's like, okay, so then just don't equip the ring. Like,
Yeah.
what? Just don't equip it. It's that easy. Play the game how you want to play it, just don't equip it. But it's the fact that it's there means that, like, why wouldn't I use it? Because you want the challenge, which you just talked about. And guess what?
like
if you
when
still
I
want the
make-
challenge, don't equip it.
It's like, I mean, that's why I think Elden Ring did it so well. I can make a boss as hard as I want him to be,
Exactly.
or I can make him as easy as I want to be. But like, yeah, sure, there's that item in the game, but I don't want to use it because, like, why not? Or like when I was playing Silk Song and I decided not to do some things against the final boss. Is it dumb? Yeah, but like, makes it more
As
fun
long
for
as
me
you're
or
having fun,
something.
who gives a shit?
Yeah. So I think that was one of the controversial things. And then, yeah, as a whole with eugenics, it's just, I don't know. Like, I love turn-based games and I love roguelikes. And so I thought this was like,
The best.
this was going to be it. Yeah. Like this is my game. But yeah, I play it and I don't really want to like do another run immediately. And like, maybe I'll come back or I'll finish it later, or like, it's more so for the promise of what some people say, like, well, once you get to this stage, because like breeding cats is like the whole metagame essentially. It's like you got to get this far and so on, and then that. But then like you just get boned by RNG and it ruins a whole run, and then it leaves this bad taste where it doesn't feel like a balance of. It just feels like I'm just getting dicked in the face, and sometimes I just get really dicked in the face, and literally there's nothing I could do about it.
Mm.
So it's weird because like, yeah, when you got the stuff going and you're just doing combat and it's working, it's fun. But it's not like the second coming for me. And it's been getting glazed a bunch, and so I love that people are all about it. But it just, for what seemed like on paper was just going to be my jam, has disappointed me. Also because
Yeah.
I've played so many other turn-based and roguelikes, or just like that, like those like quality of life things where I'm like, oh, where's the button? Well, what do you mean I can't see my party right now? Why would I not be able to look at my party? Or like, okay, let me choose the path I want. What do you mean I can't? I have to walk through the 10 tiles of fire where I could just instead move over one and avoid everything, but I can't do that. And there's just like those little things that keep adding up, and I'm playing the game, and then when that happens or I see it or it affects it, like it's a reminder, and it just like gets more annoying and annoying.
You
And then
heard
I
it
get
here
syphilis.
first, everybody. Mr. Fruit said Mugenics is the worst game of all time.
Now,
Take
hold
his-
on a minute.
Take his opinions out of context and assume that he hates the game just because he has criticisms of it. Mr. Fruit, you're going
Based.
down, buddy.
With all that said, though, this even when I'm not having fun, the stupid songs, they're so dumb and yet they're great. There's this dumb one called like "What Is That Smell?" It's so stupid, and I like laugh every time I'm on that level listening to that song. Um, so yeah, there's good stuff. It's just like the bad stuff just keeps like it's like the people talk about, like so and so is fun when you don't have a so and so in your ear telling you it's not.
Yeah,
It's
this
kind of
this
like,
shit's
oh, I
this
think
shit's
I'm
so
starting to
good.
enjoy eugenics. Hey, but by the way, you can't do anything about this, and we're gonna kill your cat just because we can.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Hey, we're not gonna let you undo that, even though you didn't mean to do that, and that ruins your whole run. That's been 2 hours. But okay. And it's just those things keep happening as soon as I feel like I'm getting into it. The quality of life stuff especially can just be updates. Like I think that's pretty easy. That I'd be surprised, especially like the path making one. That one's been a huge one. So I'd imagine that one's coming. And once the quality of life stuff is solved, that'll be a lot nicer. Well, I hope it does, because some of it really, like, I don't understand the decision making. It doesn't feel like this is a like purposeful game design. This just feels like again, like, why can't I view my party at all times? Like I'd like to do that. Um, but so yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just more disappointed just because I thought I'd be like, Rob would be like, hey, you deadlocking in day, but nah, man, I got to keep grinding eugenics.
yeah.
You know I'm about it, but that's not the case.
It seemed
You
MTaps
thought
wasn't that big a fan either.
No, and we have very similar tastes. And he bounced off, I think, after like the first day. He was just like, yeah, and I kind of agree.
damn. The Canadian and the American finally agree on something.
They're still curling cheaters, though.
Is there anything else we want to touch on before we did a little bit of Q&A?
I got 2 quick movie reviews.
Oh,
let's
hear
fucking
it.
go. Let's go.
Crime 101 with Chris
What?
Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Halle
Did you
Berry.
watch movies that I swear I have never heard of?
This one
before?
was this isn't like some indie noir like
Apparently not.
went to see that. I don't have anything bad to say, but I don't have anything really great to say. I'm putting a big 3 out of 5 Cam watch.
Okay.
It was solid, but I'm not gonna write home about it.
Okay.
But yeah, really not much to say about that. That's just kind of how I felt. And then recently I watched Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And I cannot for the life of me remember the main actor's name. But
the main actor's name is Sam Rockwell.
yeah, Sam Rockwell. I think he did a really good job. I'm giving that one a 4 out of 5. Should watch. I thought it was a fun film, but also in a way it has some really funny, absurd humor here and there. But also like throughout the absurdism, it was almost kind of haunting how all the underlying themes of like AI and social media were like kind of hit a little too close to home. Where you're like, haha, oh, wait, that's not that far fetched. That's kind of depressing. So there like sort of was this like social commentary with all of it. And I'm not saying it as if like, oh, like you really, I mean, that's the movie. It's very obvious. It's like right in your face. It's not transparent. But you just, some of the stuff, and it kind of gets a laugh because it's just absurd enough that you're like, I hate that, like, that's not too far off.
Like Black Mirror type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of stuff about like school shootings and stuff where it should just like should be so depressing and like so off base, but then you're like
But it's just real.
yeah, it does a good job of walking that fine line of like this is too real, but also like this is funny. And it adds to the movie and the whole premise and the storyline. So as a whole, yeah, I enjoyed that a good bit. 4 out of 5 on that one, and that's it.
Okay. Well, the Q&A actually has a good question because I kind of forgot to bring it up. Cbon says, what do you guys think about the massive Overwatch update? They dropped the 2 in the name and had a massive patch where they added 5 new heroes to the game with load balance changes. It's seen a big resurgence, and I think it's a blast to play right now. And you know what? I would agree with you. Mr. Fruit and I played probably maybe about 3.5, 4 hours the other day. Just only stadium though. And by the time we were done with it, we had fun. It wasn't like, let's just queue another one. Let's keep going. And it was like, I'll queue another one. Like, it's a good time. If you liked Overwatch and you didn't like how it turned out, I think you'll really like this update. It's a good time.
Well, we'd also played. It was just like a week earlier when it first released. That was when I had Jetpack Cat with the attack helicopter. So we did play some normal games. Also fun. It was cool checking out all the new characters. As a whole, the game's still solid. And the stuff they've added, like that stadium mode, I think is fun. And it's a cool like palette cleanser or a different way to play Overwatch where you still can engage, but it's not quite the same as like playing comp or something. All the new heroes they added were cool. Yeah, it's holding pretty steady on Steam, hitting some new highs. So good for them. I mean, it's enough that like I kind of want to play every now and then. Or see like there's some new stuff here. How could we maybe see if we get some boys back and just do some random custom games here and there. And so yeah, like I'm happy for him. I'm glad it's still getting full support. And again, there's all the controversy about where and why Overwatch got to where it is, and like the rumors that apparently I think it was like Bobby Kotick or whatever that pushed for the Overwatch 2 because he wanted it to be more like a Call of Duty thing with sequels and then more microtransactions, and so then it kind of put them in a hole trying to, because like someone's like, why does it just feel like we're getting back original Overwatch? And it kind of feels like they're trying to undo all the stuff that was going wrong that they maybe just had to or were told to, or who really knows. But I'm glad the game is still thriving. People are still having fun. Yeah.
Blue, have you played at all?
Haven't, but I've seen a lot of people play and it does look pretty fun. I'll probably give it a try. I do have the itch for a little goofy Overwatch time. I will never forget. What's going to happen though is I'm going to come back and they're going to nerf Genji again, and then I'm going to lose interest because that's how it happens every single time.
This question here is from Rob. What do you guys think about Punch the Monkey?
I fucking love Punch the Monkey. Holy shit. But he's a little bit industry planty right now. He's a little bit.
He's a little too high up there.
He's getting a little too high.
Up there with like
it's almost like that.
Almost.
It's like that hippo. That remember that baby hippo that
Mudang or
endorsed
whatever.
Trump
Yeah.
and kind of fell off after that.
Mudang was at least like just like random memes I didn't even realize. Like you just have random like goofy Mudang memes. With Punch, it's more so like I think Punch the little monkey, amazing, adorable little soul that I hope has the most amazing life. But some people are like getting a little parasocial about this little monkey, and it immediately put me off because.
Well, I was gonna say before. I'm gonna go back real quick, but you should probably explain who Punch Monkey is and why.
Oh, yeah.
I can. So there is this little monkey that I believe is in Japan. I could be wrong.
Yes, you're right.
And this little monkey, I believe, was abandoned by its mother. Rejected, I think, is more so the correct thing. So they gave this little baby monkey, aka orangutan plushie, to act as its pseudo mother. And then as it became older and big enough to like socialize with other monkeys were mean to Punch and not accepting of Punch, and we're kind of giving him his lumps. I woke up one morning and took my morning dump, and the first thing I see is little Punch getting jumped by like 2 other monkeys, and it was like the saddest way to ever start my day ever. Go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking about that's exactly what I'm talking about. Everyone's like, keep going, because I have.
I'm not joking you. We were talking about it. Sydney was talking about Punch. She's like, I just want that monkey. It was like tears in her eyes. Like, I just want that monkey to be loved. Like, so I'm here. So this is kind of your industry plan, Blue. IKEA has asked for patience from customers in Japan and the USA as the plushie from the orangutan is an IKEA plushie and has sold out entirely.
Oh my god.
So
Hey, I'm glad that people are enjoying you know, the obsession with the monkey. I the reason I'm like, all right, it's getting a little over the top now, guys. Maybe we calm down a little bit. Is when Punch the little monkey had the fight with the orangutans. He got jumped by that one orangutan, and people were like, oh my god, he needs to get out of there now. They need to get out of there. This is animal cruelty. How could they put him in there? Wow, this is disgusting. Do they have no shame? Wow, we need to petition or something to get that monkey out of this cage. Something has to be done. And then, but then it's like they made the response like, hey, like, this is normal. This is gonna happen. Like the little monkey has to learn how to integrate into monkey society, or else little guy's gonna be doomed. Because there's no, like, you know, monkeys are a communal species. Like it's like with humans, right? Like we have to be able to interact with each other, or life is going to be significantly harder, because that's just how life is. We have to have a sense of community, and we have to be able to work together and establish bonds with each other in order to succeed in life. And it's so different for little monkeys, and he's gonna have to, you know, little guy's gonna have to learn how to do that. But I just saw so many people like, this is disgusting, animal cruelty. How could they do that to Punch the monkey? I want all of those weapons to fire on that one orangutan that bullied Punch the monkey. And it's like, guys, it's a 30-second clip on YouTube. I think we need to relax a little bit. 30-second clip on Twitter. Like, we'll just relax, guys. But it is an adorable little monkey. The little monkey plush that they carry around is so fucking adorable. And I do love that little monkey. But it's just people are getting a little too attached. Like,
we just remember
relax a little bit,
Harambe,
guys.
you know, and it's just, we don't want to.
yeah.
Fair.
We hate to see something.
Fair.
You know, it's like the rubber banding with parents. You get brought up with like really abusive parents or whatever. So then you're like, I'm not going to be like them. Then you raise your kid, but you coddle him too much, and you go the reverse, and you're too passive. Kind of like that, you know. Like we saw what happened with Harambe. So now we're like, protect this Punch the monkey. He must be protected. But it's like, maybe like he's got to learn some of that social hierarchy stuff with the rank. Like,
You gotta take his lumps. You gotta take your lumps.
I'm glad he got adopted. That I mean, it was heartbreaking because I didn't know until Rob told me about it, and then I was talking with Claire, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't show you that." She's like, "I've already cried to it like 20 times." And it was so sad, like like just getting, you know, thrown away and no one wants him. So I think also though, you know, it's just something a little more wholesome for people to grab onto right now in what is usually the news cycle of much less wholesome stuff.
Yeah. Well, this episode of the GG Over Easy is coming to an end. Thank you guys all for listening and hanging out today. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week, and hopefully Punch the Monkey will be joining us. I sent in a
Whoa.
I sent in a little thing.
Okay.
We'll see if we'll be able to get Punch in here next week.
Hopefully, he doesn't leave us on red. Find out.
My story, Punch the monkey, the real
My
story.
truth.
Stay
See you
tuned.
guys.